Okay guys, so we're down at 5 bar and we're continuing the progress on the Hot Wheels Camaro, the Gen 6 Camaro, the 2018. We got the old motor out of the car and we're in the engine room and we got some new things to show you about the new engine. Let's go inside, let's take a look. Okay guys, there it is. That beautiful 2018 Hot Wheels Camaro. The nose has been pulled off, the engine's been dropped out, and we got the stock motor over in the engine room. But that's what it looks like. It's amazing. You know, you buy these brand new cars and these guys down here, they just rip them apart, take them down. Everything's done, you know, very meticulously. When these cars get put back together, they look brand new. And in this case, we're not changing the hood or anything. This car's going to look bone stock once we get it all together, but with a lot more power. So let me show you around. We're going to take you in the engine room and I'm going to show you what we got going in there. I got more details to show you about the old engine and the new engine. Let's go in there. Let's do it. Okay guys, so we're in the engine room here at 5 Bar Motorsports, and we got the engine for the 2018 Hot Wheels car, the LT1 motor, 416 cubic inch motor here up on the engine stand. And I can show you a few more things about it. Let's get in there and take a look. Okay guys, so now that we got the engine up on the engine stand, we could take a look at the bottom end. I showed you the bottom end on my Coyote motor, my Gen 3, and looking in here I see a lot of stuff that looks similar. But we don't have any Manley pieces or anything like this. We've got all Cali parts. These are Cali H-beam rods, Cali steel crank, you know, premium crank, and in there is actually a Cali piston. Now this is an LME 416 cubic inch stroker, really nice looking LT1 engine, and I believe it's got a 4-inch stroke to come up with the 416 cubic inches. Now there's something else I want to show you. This is the LT1 engine that came out of Joe's Corvette. I think he's got a 2017 Corvette. So here's the bare block. You can see it's got the stock timing chain cover on it. And you can see where it's got sort of this, it's kind of bumped out to accommodate the VVT. Now, the VVT on an LT1 motor looks like this. Here it is right here. Here's the stock timing chain cover, just like the one I just showed you on that motor. But this is the phaser. One phaser. You know, like the Coyotes have 4 of them, this has got 1 of them. It just moves the cam back and forth for a little bit more bottom end, a little bit more top end. But in this engine, the VVT has been locked out. And you can see that timing chain cover is completely different because the phaser isn't in there. And there's really no reason to have that timing chain cover on it. It looks like this. It's all CNC machined. It's a really nice piece. Now, speaking of cams, here's the cam card for this engine. Okay, and the first thing that pops out in my mind, even though I'm having a hard time seeing this right in here, but is right here. Okay, this cam is showing 117-degree lobe separation angle. That tells you blow a cam, blow a cam, blow a cam. When they spread the lobe separation angle like that, it's clearly a blow a cam. A little bit like a nitrous cam, not exactly the same, but pretty much this is made for boost. But there's some other specs I want to show you. Here. Duration at 050 on the intake side, 246.4. That's a pretty good amount of duration. 640 lift too on the intake side, so that's a lot of lift for a street car. And then when you come over to the exhaust side, 262 degrees of exhaust timing at 050, with a little less lift at 630. Now, this is a pretty big cam, guys. And the reason why I say that is because I've run cams like this in Fox bodies years ago, and really a lot of things about this LT1 engine is a lot like a 351 Windsor or something like that, 351 Cleveland from years ago. But looking at this cam card, this is a cam from a 4-valve 4.6 that came out of, I think, a 2001 Cobra. Look at the difference. 481 lift, excuse me, and the duration at 050 is a lot less at 228, 226. But if you look down here at the bottom, okay? 115.5 degree lobe separation angle. That's a blower cam, guys. That's made for boost. So we've got a lot of cool things here at 5 Bar Motorsports. We got lots of engines. This is the engine that actually came out of that 2018 Hot Wheels Camaro. This is the stock engine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly good. The owner didn't want to blow it up, so we went with the better motor. You can clearly see right there, those are the pistons for the DI. This is going to be one nice build, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, guys, there's also one last little thing I want to show you on the cylinder heads that I think is pretty cool. It's worth looking at. I got the stock cylinder head down there, and I'm going to show you the difference between the ported head and the stock head. Okay, guys, what we're looking at is we're looking right down the intake port of this LT1 cylinder head. Now, this head has been fully CNC ported, CNC machined. Now, you see some areas down there on the lower right, some low spots that the CNC machine didn't cut out. But if you look around, get a good look at what that looks like. If I can just get this, there you go, see that shows you all the CNC porting right down into the bowl, all the short turn radiuses, everything's been blended for maximum flow, okay? When you come over here and you look at the stock port, it doesn't look anywhere near as good. So I get the flashlight on it. You know, it's dark in there, so you really can't see it. But look right there on the right. You see that sort of piece of metal that's sticking out? That's sort of accommodating the push rod hole. The stock heads actually have that there so that there's plenty of metal, you know, around in there. So, you know, it's a safe bet that it's going to be thick enough for a stock engine at stock power levels and so on. And when they CNC machine the port, they actually cut all of that out, and it greatly improves flow. Now I'm having a really hard time. Okay, there we go. You can see all the parting lines, all the casting flash, all of that has been removed with the CNC porting. And I think that this is really cool, guys. You could even see the valve guide, all the material around the valve guide has all been tear dropped, you know, and all been cut to remove any material that gets in the way of the airflow. But that bump right there for the push rod has been cut out. And here it is right here. See the holes for the push rods? That's all been removed. Not exactly easy to do this. I'm kind of surprised, but here it is. It's all been removed. See that? It's an amazing difference. I don't know how much CFM they picked up by doing this, but I'm going to try to find out. See if I can get that data for you guys. Now, here's a good look at the exhaust port also. While I have the chance, while this engine's out of the car, I might as well show you this. Yeah, I mean, they cut a lot of material out of this too. It's all been shaped for maximum flow, and under boost, these exhaust ports have to be efficient. That one's looking pretty good, guys. I like it. All right, guys, it's the next day. We're going to go inside and see what kind of progress they made on that Hot Wheels Camaro. Okay, so this is what it looks like with one of these Gen 6 Camaros. We got the transmission attached to the engine. Here's what it looks like. You can see the aluminum subframe. It all looks pretty cool. And you can see the really nice porting on the exhaust ports. As you come around on this side, we can see the long tube headers. Right, nice. Looks like 1 7/8 inch long tube headers. You know, 1 7/8 primary tubes. And underneath here, we're starting to see the DI take shape. Now, here's the high pressure fuel pump. This right here is actually the inlet. So fuel from the triple pump hat feeds to this point to feed the DI. And here's an exit point where fuel comes out and goes to a secondary regulator for the port injection that's going to get installed with that intake manifold. So yeah, I mean, now the valve covers are on, the coil packs are mounted on top. Look at these valve covers, man. Look at the nice CNC porting. There's a lot of quality pieces on this build, guys. It's really nice. And you know, for all the Chevy guys, you know, this is an LT1 engine. They just came out with an LT2 and a new C8 Corvette. It should be interesting to see the differences. But this one here being punched to 416 cubic inches, And with a cam in it, like the cam that's been put in, this thing is going to idle like crazy. I mean, this is going to have quite a load in its idle. It's going to sound like an early muscle car. Really looking forward to completion on this build. Okay, well at this point, a couple days later, we can see that the motor has been put in the car and things are coming together. And there it is. She's looking good. See, got lower crank pulley. I don't know what that is, if that's larger than stock. I'm gonna have to ask those guys. You can see the long tubes have been put in. A beautiful engine. Sitting in there nice and neat. This thing's gonna be making well over 1,000 horsepower. That's what it looks like, guys. See the Camaro come together like this. Beautiful Gen 6 Camaro. This is the Hot Wheels 50th anniversary car. These guys are doing a great job. Okay, here's another look at the motor just a couple of days later. You can see they taped off the intake ports just to play it safe. A lot of the fuel system has been hooked up, and there you can see the fuel pressure regulator right there. That's basically for the Holley system for the port injection. From what I understand, this engine is going to be running on the DI most of the time, but when we get into boost, that's when the port injection is going to kick in, and that Holley system is going to take over. Interesting stuff here, guys. All right, guys, so the build continues on the Hot Wheels Camaro. Stay tuned. We're going to follow this build to its end. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.